Hi, I'm Peter Cowan, the Bee Whisperer. I am removing honey supers from the hives today at the same time as also doing a mite treatment and giving bees room in lieu of the honey supers I'm taking off. So I've been through most of my hives already, my larger ones. I've got one decent sized hive to go here now. I am going to put hop guard in the bottom brood chamber. I'll leave a honey super or so with honey because the bottom brood chamber will have very little food in it. We're coming into a dearth, so we've got to make sure that I leave honey for the bees. And then I'm going to take all of the rest off. And in place of that, I will put a couple of empty supers to give the bees clustering space and possibly room for more honey collecting. We're pretty much into dearth now, but big hives like this are still finding a way of finding nectar and still making a bit of honey. So let's see how far we can get with this. But very hot, very humid, and I'm not sure I can keep going for much longer. I'm going to use a lot of smoke because I'm going to disturb the bees quite a bit. I'm going to totally shake their hive apart. Okay, so let's see where we are. These have. First thing I want to do is get the hop guard on the bottom and then start putting things back together. That's heavy. That's heavy. That's about 100 pounds. That's pretty full. About 130 pounds. That's 2/3 full, about 150 pounds. And that's pretty empty. So we're down to the brood chamber now. Time to get a couple of strips of hop guard in there. I'm using hot guard because it's too hot for Formic Pro. The foreseeable future, it's going to be above 85 degrees and high temperatures, and that strong acid treatment are not good for the bees. This is much more suitable to higher temperatures, but it does mean going right into the brood chamber 3 times. Once to put it in now, once to take these out, put it in again in 2 weeks, and once to take it out in 2 weeks' time. It's not my favorite treatment. I'd rather be once in with the Formic Pro, but you got to do what you got to do. Timing is very important in mite treatments. So these have room to go into this super. We'll give them a couple of honey supers to give them some space. Then we'll shake these. In fact, I will give them a bit of honey from here because there's not too much honey in that bottom one. I want to make sure that there's no risk of the bees starving during the dearth, so I'm leaving them about 30 pounds of honey between these 2 upper supers, and I'll keep an eye on things in case I need to feed. Just for now, I'm going to try and get most of the bees out of these supers here. This is the labor-intensive way of doing it. But it works. It's hot weather. I could be using a fume board, which would work very well, but it's just so hot and muggy. I don't want to irritate them with that sort of thing if I don't have to. So I'm not going to be at this too much longer. I'll just do it by hand instead. So 90% of these bees are just going straight down into the boxes. I'm actually pleasantly surprised at how little aggravation we're getting. Now into what was the brood chambers. When I'm shaking now, there's no drops coming out. We've got no uncured nectar in here. So all this honey is ready to extract, even though it's not uncapped, not capped. Some's capped. this works a lot better if you can do it behind the hive rather than in front of the hive. Because right now we've got a lot of bees going on to these supers, whereas behind the hive, all the activities in the front, they keep on going to the front as opposed to the supers you're about to shake. Nearly done. This is a procedure that you can't waste time doing it, because otherwise bees eventually catch on that you're only putting the honey over there, and they say, hey, it's unguarded, let's go get it. Okay. Now the bees have room, and I'm also, with these inner covers, going to give them extra ventilation at the top by folding over this cover in order to give them some breathing space up here. And in that way they've got some ventilation at the front of the hive, especially with mite treatment. Depending on the mite treatment, it's a good idea. Hop guard is one of those. You can give them some extra ventilation, especially on hot, humid weather. Entrance wide open and some extra ventilation at the top. So that one's done. See, I've got a customer at the barn. So while I do, I'm going to take that honey and move it to the barn so the bees don't take it back from me. So that's a quick job of treating for mites, harvesting honey, and giving them extra room. I'm Peter Cowan, ready for the pool. See you next time.